Hi and welcome for our weekly Zoom event. Today we decided to record this Zoom event
Qi-Optima, sinun elinvoimasi lahde.
because we had here one listener online also. Welcome, Anne Tetri.
Thank you very much. And hi.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy that you came with me this late hour. And if the viewers does not know, this is free Zoom. You can come and meet me always and the others who join in line every Thursday, Spanish time 9 o'clock. And our categories are health, relationship, growth, and also prosperity. What you want to ask, or you want to get some guidance, or you want to know how complementary healthcare would deal with that matter, for example. So do you have any subject in your mind what you wanted to talk today?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I would like to speak about spring tiredness or spring fatigue.
Wow, that is very good subject, because actually many times people are full of energy in springtime, but sometimes it can go reverse because the amount of light is suddenly very much. And if your lack of energy, it might really drain you out. But first of all, in complementary healthcare, we want to know what is the reason for the tiredness, because of course we're gonna first check out if the person is sleeping enough. If they're not sleeping enough, of course they're gonna be tired, and we would like to first fix why the person isn't sleeping enough. Isn't the person going enough early to bed, or is the problem that the person cannot even sleep even they go early to bed? Or is the problem that you may wake up too early, or you're waking up all the time during the night? These are different things what might be the problem. And what actually we were talking, our last blog writing, when we were talking about weight control, we were talking also about oversleeping, that what if you sleep too much? It's actually not good for your health. Have you heard about this?
Yes, I think I have heard of every possible variety of
Sleeping problems.
sleeping problems, too little, too much, waking up too early, waking up several times, and everything.
Yeah, I understand. And this is very interesting, why sleeping too much can be problem, but it's related to the organ clock, because our body tends to be active 12 hours a day and it tends to be passive 12 hours a day. So if we mix this, it mixes our system, and it can cause very much imbalances to our cycle. But also we would want to check out if the person's adrenalines are fine or they're not fine. We want to also check if the person is anemic, and or if the person is having enervation or nervous exhaustion. So it means like a burnout. Or the fatigue can be also caused by hypothyroid or also hypoglycemia. So the sugars might be also the problem. So lack of energy can have many different causes, but will usually involve glandular imbalances or poor oxygenations of the blood. So remedies will vary depending on the cause. So of course, it's the number one thing always is to find the cause. Can you tell a little bit about that? What you think that normal healthcare system would do if I would go there and tell that I'm tired?
I would ask you about your sleeping patterns and how much are you going out walking in the fresh air?
Yeah, well, that's actually a good thing. And but you know, if the person, let's say, sleeps badly, maybe they will give like melatonin or something like that.
I think they would rather not give you melatonin in the first place. but they would give you sleeping pills.
Yeah, another
Which
type of
is
sleeping pills. Yeah.
worse. I mean,
Yeah, actually, melatonin for some time it is a medicine, and even in a big quantities. This was actually totally new for me, which I heard from my colleague who is studying with Derek Klinghardt. They said
yeah.
actually they are using even in cancer patients very big quantities of melatonin, and it's a very strong antioxidant. And I actually did not know this. I just come through the Mood Cure book, which totally guides you first to fix your hormonal imbalances and never put directly melatonin, because if your body wants to build the hormone itself, so it means from L-tryptophan to 5-hydroxytryptophan to serotonin to melatonin. So body doesn't like it that you give it ready, because you might give too much melatonin, and then you cannot wake up easily in the morning. And again, your cycle, your sleeping cycle is messed up. So
Yeah.
that's not usually a good thing. But this is usually how like a normal healthcare system goes. It just don't look where the problem is, and we want to do totally differently. We recommend people to come first and take some of these analyses. For example, the most complete way is to start with a first free conversation, because we will check what are the symptoms, what are the problems, what the person wants. And then we will do a mind practice where we can find what negative thoughts are actually stopping you from healing. Because we need to take our mind with us to the healing process, because sometimes our subconscious mind and our inner child does not want to get better. So no matter what kind of treatment, tablets, whatever you're doing, it won't heal without this inner child to be with the process as well. Have you noticed this also in your life?
Perhaps so little. I'm not sure about what is the inner child in
Yeah, well, this
me
is
or
yeah,
in
well,
anyone
this is
person.
this is interesting question. So I'm gonna ask you, what day you grow up adult in your life? Do you remember the day that you said that now I'm adult, I'm not a child anymore?
I don't know. Maybe at my Christianity confirmation, about 14, 15 years, I felt quite grown up already then. But
Okay.
then later, when I have been very ill for many years, I sort of went backwards. I became younger inside. Maybe that's something to do with your inner
Wow.
child.
Yes, and this was
I don't know.
interesting to hear your experience, because
Mm,
my answer would be never. I never felt I was grown up adult, but I'm also,
mm,
because I'm a Leo in my horoscope, so I'm very childish. I totally connect with children's and my inner
mm,
child,
mhm,
and I have done a lot of practices also of inner
mm,
child, and understand how I do not take care of myself sometimes enough
mm,
that I supposed to, and
mm,
Finnish Zoom, Finnish viewers did see how I did burn myself out totally
mhm,
last week. So of course it's a year's process in
mm,
my case. So those kind of burnouts doesn't come like in weeks. It comes
mm.
by years.
Yes.
Um, but it was interesting to hear your opinion, because there's no right answer to this, but I just wanted to throw that
Mm,
question to you, and people,
yeah.
viewers, you can also think about it. Did you grow adult? And how I also view it, that I have adult, but I
Mm,
have an inner child too, and the
mm,
inner child is that one who have lived your childhood and had to live with traumas, had to be alone in sometimes when it was horrible, and those traumas has created you some kind of thought patterns, patterns to act the way you act, and sometimes you cannot even explain it, why you feel bad of this and why you don't do this, even you should. So there are these patterns, and these patterns, the more we can liberate it, the more you can like see around you, the more you can get control of your life. And you can, but for me, what I recommend everybody to still keep the inner child, keep the child who wants to play, who wants to do something fun, no matter how childish it might seem, like, you know, like jumping in I don't know, a big pile of leaves, or you know, paint with your fingers, or sing, even no matter how, you know, childish it might seem. It really, for me, I think it's a key to happiness, to, you know, be free in this kind of way, because adults' life is very serious, a lot of responsibility. It's not always so fun, but we have to do it because we have the responsibilities, because some people they also forget about this. So we have to like have the balance.
Yes.
We have to have the both. So yeah, so first free conversation, you will also receive a personalized program with what you can reach to your goals, whether if it's now the lack of energy, but there might be other things too, like in your relationship, in your economic life, and all of these is just energy. So we can affect all of these areas in our life just by doing therapy and doing right techniques and fixing the food, for example. And then, of course, very usual way how we go forward after first free conversation is do exterior analyze, and we will analyze the eyes, the iris, the face, the tongue, the nails, and we will see many things from there. We can see how your genetics are, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. We can see if you have infections. We can see if you have colon very, very full of toxins. We can see if you have lack of vitamins. We can see certain traumas there. But then I have actually renewed a little bit the exterior analysis, that it also includes 6 tissue terrains analysis. And this means actually, because in a normal Chinese medicine, we have these 4 stages. So we have humid, we have dry, we have hot, we have cold. But a person, very intelligent person in our book, Stephen Horn's book, A Comprehensive Guide to Nature's Sunshine Products, which is our Bible. So there is actually 6 tissue terrains. So it means overstressed and over relaxed, which means like when we're getting older, it's getting over relaxed ourselves. So in this exterior analysis, I'm actually using autonomic response testing, what I use in psychokinesiology, but I'm going through all your systems with this book. And at the same time, I can get symptoms. For example, let's say that your liver is dry. So I'm gonna send you all the symptoms that you can see, or this, and this, and maybe you have 3 of the symptoms already. Maybe you don't have anything. Maybe you have 10 of the symptoms, and we see, oh my God, this one you have to fix right now, or it's gonna get worse. And then I'm gonna put you the right answers there, how you could balance this problem. It's pretty complete, and it's gonna include a lot of information. When we do psychokinesiology, in the other hand, we will also start treating the psychological traumas too. And then usually if we think about your instructions, they are very small. Sometimes it might be tapping instructions. Sometimes it might be isopathic medicine, which is made with water. And, you know, it can be anything, but I will make the program for you when you start with the first free conversation. So most important thing is to know what works for you, and then how you would do it, and can you do it. If you cannot do it, then you should tell me, and we would think what else can we do. And of course, other things are the medicine. Medicine can be another problem, which is causing the tiredness, and that might be also preventing us to use amino acids. But there's always the way what we can try to find. And other things what we want to look if somebody is lacking energy is hydration. Hydration, very important. And as always, I have recommended Biosera since the day one I have used it. Why do you use Biosera? Why do you love it?
Biosera, well, I believe that it cleans the water and makes it slightly alkaline and slightly antioxidant too.
Exactly. And
yes,
do you notice
right.
different in the taste as well?
I think it tastes a little bit softer than normal water.
Yeah, me too. And because I talk so much, I actually here in Spain, if I drink bottled water, because I'm not gonna drink pipe water, you can forget about it over here.
Yes.
Finland, yes, totally, you can. But here, no, because it's like a swimming pool water. So because it smells like chlorine, it's so bad. So here I cannot get until 12 o'clock in the morning when I'm gonna lose my voice. But in Finland, if I use like pipe water, I can go one weekend and then I lose my voice. But it really hydrates, and it's very important that if your water doesn't absorb in your cells, all the other nutrients won't either, and your body won't get cleaned. So that's why you want the water to absorb. And Biosera Jug is also cutting the water molecules so that there's only 5 water molecules which can get into your system. But normally, because of this electromagnetic radiation, there can be 20 water molecules at once. So that won't come into your system. Then, of course, low glycemic diet, it's a good thing. Affirmations, visualizations, stress management, antioxidants, and vitamins are this is like shortly the options why you might have lost your energy. And I'm seeing we are very getting low in our time. So do you have some other questions or comment what you want to say about, for example, do you recommend people to come here in Zoom and even in Qi-Optima? What kind of results you have? You have known me for years now.
Yes, well, I can really recommend Qi-Optima and your therapy, and this new 6 terrain stuff sounded very interesting.
6 terrains, yeah.
6 tissue terrains. I think it would be interesting to try it. I remember once upon a time, was it 2012? That is 10 years ago. You really helped me a lot because I started to take contact with you because I found you under the jobs for nutrition therapy. So I met with you and immediately we came into every possible problem, and it was medicines in my case and too much coffee and something else, too much.
Was it cigarette even?
Yes, it was cigarettes, which I had tried to get rid of, but I was somehow hooked, or I couldn't stop it myself. And thanks to you, I got rid of them. I got back my night sleep. Thanks, we used melatonin, which the doctor prescribed 2-3 milligram, and I had been sleep less for 20 years, more or less. I think I slept maybe 2 or 3 hours every night, and I had nightmares, and I was so tired, and that's why I drank coffee, and I couldn't do anything sensible. So that's why I also smoked cigarettes. And thanks to your advice, so I got rid of all the bad medicine. I started to sleep 8 hours per night with melatonin, which I then used for a little time, and then 1 milligram, and then we stopped it. And now I sleep without anything.
Wow.
I got my sleep back, yeah. And my
I'm
health,
so happy.
my health too. My health too.
Exactly. I'm amazed. And you have studied a new career as well. So I'm so happy. This is why I do my work, if I can help somebody. And I'm so happy that you shared it. Thank you for sharing your
You're
story.
welcome. You're welcome.
And thank you
Qi-Optima. Sinun elinvoimasi lahde.
for coming tonight again. It's always a pleasure with
Yes.
you and everyone.